In. How you doing, brother?
Great, man. I'm great. So happy to see you guys.
You too, man.
It's great to see you.
This is awesome.
Reminds me of Italy.
Italy, yeah.
We've
What's
been-
up,
we've been-
everybody?
we've been to Italy together a few times.
We've been everywhere together.
This whole thing's going crazy.
Yeah, it's great to see everybody here. We see all these comments. It's super awesome. Hold on, I'm just doing a little housekeeping. I'm getting everything ready.
Ian's our housekeeper.
Hell yes. Where are you guys right now?
Dude, look at our
We're
set.
at the Brothers Bond
Yeah,
studio.
Look at this.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is sick.
Well, you can't see much.
we
There's
got
our
like
little. We got a whole bar, dude.
set. We
That's
got like
cool.
yeah.
Oh,
And we're professionals, Nate.
Bro,
we look
I'm
like
about-
professionals, but
you
we're-
guys have proven it like savants, man. It's crazy. I love it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, thank you, man. We're happy to be here. So, dude, first of all, thanks for doing this.
Thank you for having me. Seriously, this is so cool.
Secondly, thank you for everybody for
Putting up with Paul.
wasting your time and being on this IG Live with us.
Oh, I don't know, man. After they taste it, I don't think they're gonna find it a waste at all.
Yeah, right?
I got 3 here now. And I've got 2 backups. So I'm ready to rock, man.
Let's do
Awesome.
it, man.
Awesome.
So talk
We're
to me,
ready. We're ready for whatever.
Let's
Yeah.
get into it, bro.
dude. This is crazy. So talk to me about this bottle, because you guys definitely savants in the bourbon game. You're not amateur hour. You guys know your stuff, and that's the thing with my crowd, is that my crowd knows their stuff. So I wanted to hear what you thought about how everything came together, and you guys know the brand and the blend inside out. So talk to me about that.
Wow, I mean,
How it all came together, the whole formation.
You know what? How it all came together, yeah, absolutely. I love that. But I mean, you guys are like, know it's in this game, right? So I mean, when you were talking to me earlier about the blend, I'm actually really curious about the blend. But talk to me first how it did come together, because I am very curious.
Yeah, Ian. Let's talk a little bit about the mash bill and the
Yeah.
blend and how this whole thing came together.
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. I just wanted to make sure I put a screenshot of something on my main feed, just because we want people
Oh,
seeing
great.
this. So listen.
Go ahead.
I mean, listen, man. Obviously, thanks for the super kind words. This stuff is really special to us. But you got to realize, man, this guy and I spent 8 years on TV together, all day, every day, and these characters only drank bourbon. That's it. And so, just in a textural aspect of our lives, bourbon was everywhere. I mean, look, I'm from the Deep South. Bourbon was a part of culture, right? But being on Vampire Diaries and drinking bourbon with this guy, even 7 in the morning, which was obviously tea, but it was always there. And so Paul and I, even at the end of a long day, Paul would just at some point just go, "I need a bourbon."
Oh, yeah, many times throughout the day. Many times throughout the day. No, so it was like, to Ian's point, it was something that, we sort of like was ingrained in our, obviously in our characters. But apart from that, Ian and I, we're bourbon drinkers, period, end of story. It's the only spirit I drink. And it's the spirit that appeals to my palate and my sensibilities, and Ian as well, specifically by being from the South. We shot the show in Atlanta, and Georgia's, quite a dark spirit heavy state. And we both just fell in love with it. And so, we were on the show for 8 years. We talked for 8 years about doing a bourbon together. But, there's it's a very complex spirit, as your viewers know. Creating a bourbon is not easy. And we didn't want to just slap our names on a bottle. We can get a mash bill sent to us and, go, okay, great, and slap our names on a bottle and say, okay, cool. We blended this ourselves. This is a 4-grain that we blended out of.
Well, it took over a year.
Well, it took
every day, but
it was a year of blending.
3 grains to get this 4 grain.
3 grains to get this 4-grain that we were using graduated measuring
Cylinders all over
Ian's living room, kitchen, and everywhere. And
Yeah.
we were, and we wouldn't,
But to us, I mean, like obsessive, but in a way of passion, like to the half millimeter.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I
we
mean?
wouldn't compromise until we got exactly the blend that
Sorry,
we
milliliter.
wanted. And we happen to have the exact same palate, right, when it comes to bourbon. And anyway, once we found this thing, it was like a eureka moment. And
It was a big eureka moment.
Yeah, and the thing that we were chasing, and I'll let you ask your questions in a second, was like this 2-parter, right?
Yeah.
It's like we wanted it to be approachable.
Immediate.
We wanted it to be, smooth. drink it, boom. You could drink it neat. You could drink it on the rocks. It's just smooth.
Right out of the bottle.
But then on top of that, we wanted it to be complex enough for people like Ian and myself and your viewers who drink bourbon. And I think that's what we accomplished.
And that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. There's a couple of viewers here that are diehards on the side, right? So, Bourbon Finds, who you guys know, Bourbon Virgin.
Yes.
Nicola Risk, she's been a big friend. She's one of the heads at McAllen for the brand ambassador program. So, you've got some great people coming on here and seeing the quality that you guys are producing. And I had mentioned to people, and I mentioned to you before, for me, the nose was hugely Scotch whiskey based in the utmost complimentary way. Like, I got more complexity than I normally do out of a bourbon from your guys' bourbon here. I literally was like, wow, there's something going on here that's un-bourbon-esque. Looks like they've done some really creative, kind of complexion-based blending here. And then on top of that, the palate was just like lights out good for me. I could taste the weededness, and I think we discussed this before. And I think it's something that's so original in the market. And I was also saying to you guys that there aren't a whole lot of celebrity brands that actually do a good thing right now. And maybe 2 or 3. And you guys are definitely, in my opinion, number 1 for what you're making on that.
Dude.
Thank you so
Bro,
much.
that gives me chills.
It's killer. And that's the thing. I wanted to taste it with you guys neat and in a cocktail if you guys are cool.
Yeah, he's fetches some glasses, Smoldy.
Yeah.
He's the as I said, the housekeeper of.
Your wish is my command, Paul.
There it is. There's our tasting glasses.
Your wish is my command.
Dude, I got your whole setup, and I'm so excited. I can't even believe this.
Man.
Wine glass, man. This is awesome.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to.
Wine glass, man. This is awesome.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to point something out. And you, first and foremost, I'm not kidding. Like, from Bourbon Finds to what you're doing to everyone, we're so grateful to actually be able to have these meaningful conversations, and for people that fans of our show to come on and see the real experts and the people that have their finger on the pulse and who have so much passion. But one thing that I remember that I wanted to just sort of point out, which I always tell people, and I don't want them to be like embarrassed about it, which is when you are tasting or tasting bourbon, it's like wine. And what we talked about on our call is your first sip may not be your best, because there's no way in hell you can know it's on your palate at that moment. And so I always tell people that, but obviously these glasses give you an ability to get in there and get that nose. And anyone watching, I might be pretty early on the West Coast, but if you want to smell this, even just in a regular glass, on the high end, as you know this, Nate, the higher end, you're going to get different floral notes. You're going to get that like orange peel. And as you go deeper and deeper into the glass, now you're going to get that baked banana bread, that real warm spice.
It's so funny that you say that, because I was talking with you guys, and you were saying the banana bread, and I'm like, I totally get it. And then I was getting chocolate and graham crackers, and I was just getting a wave of sweetness that you normally get from a bourbon finished whiskey. Not a bourbon itself in that sense. And that's what made me lead to, is this more of a Scotch really on the nose, which I think is just so cool. To diversify something that bourbon can only be finished in so many ways, right? And so to actually have something that gives this much character and complexity, that's super cool. And let's talk about this. So it is Indiana on the back, and I love that it's Indiana. Proudly
Indiana.
Yes, proudly Indiana, absolutely.
Proudly.
The best in the world comes from Indiana. So talk to me about that. Was that process a lot of fun?
Actually, listen, Paul and I get out in front of it. We are MGP proud. This is, when you go back and look at the history, 1809, producing whiskey they haven't been producing whiskey for a generation. You're talking generations as this country was being built. Yeah. And so to shy away from that or not fully embrace that is crazy. And, I'll be honest with you, the alcohol business is a scrappy business. So we elbow and fight our way in to only get the absolute best of MGP.
Yep, absolutely.
And you've got to source through it, and you've got to like go to blows over it. That's your baby, you know.
And you were saying to me, you know, the 40%. This does not drink 40, man. This drinks like it could be, you know, higher and still that complex, you know, which is just crazy to me that you guys are getting that much out of this at that cask strength. You know what I mean? At 40, you're getting that almost CS type of taste, which I love.
And it's interesting too, you know, because we do only small batches. We have to, and that's the only way that we know that we can get that quality control.
Okay.
And you know, you can tell the difference of where the barrels are coming from. When they're at the top of that house, especially, you know, look, summers in Lawrenceburg, Indiana are hot. And that Angel share, it goes way, way, way. These Angels are they're hammered, dude. These Angels are hammered.
Yep, absolutely.
But like the profile, like to your point, it does drink like something that's older and something that's bigger, and that's what we were going for.
And we're so proud of this. Well, look at the Dolphins. We're so proud of this specific blend that, you know, everything that we do. So we have a cask strength, you know, and everything that we do, every type of age statement is all going to have the DNA of this flagship bourbon that we put together.
Yeah, no, we had an unbelievable, you know, because the DNA of this is so great, and it came from, you know, the top down. Vincent was telling us, you know, and we don't want to divert from this. Everything we do, line extensions. We have an 8-year program that's going to blow your mind. Cask strength, the Brothers Bond, bottled in bond, 100 proof version is unbelievable. But it will always have this DNA. And going back to those small batches, you know, we never do more than 135 barrels at a time. Never. Ever, never, never. And it allows us, you know, in the amount of quality control that goes down that pipeline, and it allows us to know each batch, which is, you know, you got to be in it. And so that's why we're so excited. And so when you get into the nose of this thing,
yeah, and cheers,
at a $39.99, you know, bottle of bourbon,
ridiculous.
That is a 4 grain at 80 proof. That even like, you know, you look at tasting panel, you know, we just got a 93-point rating on an 80 proof bourbon, which is almost really hard.
Unheard of. And on that note, cheers, boys.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers. I've been smelling this for 20 minutes. I'm ready to go.
So obviously there are a lot of people that know bourbon, but for all of you who are joining in, when you sip this bourbon, you know, small sips are good, but you get a nice sip in there, really move it around, get some air into it.
That's undeniably phenomenal. Someone actually commented, now that I know you blended up MGP, I like it even more. Awesome. Wow.
You see that nice sweet kick on the back end?
Right away.
Now your second sip is going to be even better. And you're going to get that equal sensory proportion, right? All those grains are expressed over your palate, but in total harmony and balance. I'm not trying to sound too kumbaya about it, but it's true, right?
Absolutely.
So for everyone out there trying this.
Oh my gosh. That sweet spice that comes in after, almost like a cinnamon or cardamom, just hits you very, very mildly.
That's right.
Gosh. Now, I will say we'll take some time here to shout out Reserve Bar that made this all happen. I know there's a Reserve Bar code that I'll put up after for everybody that wants to buy there is a code that is coming, so I will put that up for sure.
Yeah, and you know, Reserve Bar is actually where we first launched Brothers Bond to the public. So before Brothers Bond was available at all the retail stores, etc., we did 2 pre-sales on Reserve Bar, and they went, you know, phenomenally well.
Yeah, set a lot of records.
Set some records. Yeah. So Reserve Bar, we go way back.
You guys were doing the signings on the bottles. Was that for Reserve Bar?
No, we did. Yes, we did do some signings, but when we launched the pre-sales of Reserve Bar,
there were no. Yeah, it was just the bottles. It was a pre-sale. It was the first time it was available.
Well, initially, remember, we had 10,000 bottles. We said, all right, we have 10,000 bottles of bourbon. Let's put 5,000 bottles on Reserve Bar, and let's just see what happens.
Yep.
So, and we knew we had that other 5,000 that we wanted to do something else with. We put it on Reserve Bar, and we're so thankful to Reserve Bar. In 4 hours, all 5,000 bottles were gone. So we realized, oh, wait, I guess we should take those other 5,000, put them on. And then they were gone. So it was 16 hours, 10,000 bottles were gone.
Get out.
And that, by the way, but also too, which we were so grateful for, this was also people buying this in November for bottles they weren't going to get until March.
Come on.
So they knew. The second pre-sale was really unbelievable. We hit 24,000 bottles. We hypothesized, we said, listen, we think we can sell 1,000 bottles an hour. We don't know. In the first 15 minutes, 5,000 bottles were gone. And then the first 40 minutes, 10,000 bottles were gone. And then we had to shut it off, obviously, because we had to shut it off at 24 hours because we ran out. But, you know, it was just really special to see people loving that and knowing that they were going to get a chance to taste this and experience this with us. It's just awesome, man. So Reserve Bar did that, and it was just amazing. And everyone out there who bought those initial ones, you helped set us on this course, and we appreciate you for it.
That is super cool. And you know, later on, after we're done everything here, I've got a couple of audience questions, if that's okay. And I've got
Absolutely.
Sweet. Okay, cool. And then I've already made myself last night and on the weekend a couple of the cocktails that we're gonna do. So, man, that is crazy good.
We have a great cocktail program.
Oh,
yeah.
That's unbelievable. Are you doing the cocktail program in restaurants as well?
We do. Well, we have, there's certain restaurants where, you know, they've incorporated like the Brothers Fashion, and hopefully as on-premise kicks in more and more, because we all know on-premise there was a real, you know, lag, obviously, with everything that's happening in the world. But as on-premise kicks in, we'll start getting our cocktails in all those restaurants, etc.
And also, too, it's inspiring bartenders to really get in there and, you know, we're encouraging, you know, new twists on really classic cocktails. But this bourbon is so smooth and approachable and amazing that people are just really, really, you know, sucking it down and really appreciating it for what it is, even in its simplistic form of just ice.
We also have, you know, world-class mixologists who, you know, put together this drink strategy along with us, and she's, you know, phenomenal. And so, you know, these cocktails are really special.
And it's seasonal. Like, there's a seasonality to it, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's just stay in the game and have fun throughout these different parts of the year.
Right. And you know what's funny is that I was telling you this guy earlier that my crowd is 89% men, your crowd is 89% women, but I think that women have a much superior palate to men when it comes to tasting this stuff. So this is like right up their alley with something like this. You know, it's just got everything that anybody could ever want. But I think that women are going to be able to extract more notes out of the palate than men are, just inherently. You know, there's so much going on here.
I think women extract more out of life than men do.
100%.
They're a lot more. They're just a little bit more. They're a lot more aware of everything.
I know.
You know.
Things.
So let me ask you a question, man. What are some of the questions or comments that are, you know, obviously you have people that know bourbon, right?
Absolutely. There's some cool ones here. So I'm going to pull up a couple of here.
Bourbon version.
So basically, long story short, we got really cool ones. So, all right. So number one is, you know, with so many bourbons available on the market, what sets Brothers Bond apart, and why should I try it?
With so many bourbons in the market, what's its apart? Why should I try it? God, so many reasons.
I mean, that's the idea, right? Again, if you are new to bourbon or it's not, and like Paul mentions this all the time, you know, our goal is to become a bourbon that people could try, or people that typically don't see bourbon or brown spirit as their spirit of choice. Once you taste this and you recognize, like we were just saying, the profile of the aromas on your palate, the versatility in drink strategies or just over ice or neat, it's a bourbon you can get into, right? You can actually get into bourbon with this spirit because it's approachable.
Yeah, and also, you know,
kick you in the teeth.
We created this bourbon. First of all, those who try Brothers Bond, number one, you're drinking a bourbon that Ian and I created. Okay, in terms of the taste, palate, everything you taste is what we created together. It's not just like some corporate bourbon that people are throwing at you and you're buying it because there's great marketing. We created this. Every single thing you see, we created. Whether it's the label and you know the name and obviously the mash bill. Yeah, exactly. There's our merchandise, everything. And you know the other thing is we created this bourbon to bring people together. I know it sounds a bit cheesy, but ultimately Brothers Bond, even though the name is Brothers Bond and it's, you know, obviously a nod to us and our connection with one another as co-stars on a show, but also friends in real life, this is also about bringing people together, you know. So whether you're drinking this with your buddies or your family or, you know, a stranger you meet at a bar, you know, we want this to be enjoyed in good company.
Yeah.
And so that's the ethos of our brand. And then the final thing I'll say is that there's a give back component, which is unique. I think it's not something that a lot of brands offer. You know, we're giving back a percentage of all of our profits to regenerative agriculture. And we have a lot of sort of initiatives in that department. And I think that really sets us apart from other brands as well.
Yeah.
So can I ask you something with respect to you were talking about the cask strength bottle and the 100 proof bottle and the 8-year. When are those coming to the market?
You know, we just
Good
had that.
question.
We literally just had that call 48 hours ago, which is, you know, we wanted this stuff to be available for holidays right out of the gate. The thing about it is, I mean, I'm not trying to sound dramatic, but it is a literal feat to get this to market with the level of demand. You know, we just released a press release yesterday. I don't know, did you see the press release we released?
I did.
50,000 cases in the first 4 months in market, and that. Oh, thanks, man. We have to pinch ourselves, right? And I was at our distributing partners and family RNDC. We were at the major in California, the big warehouse. It was like almost 2 million cases there of spirits, signing, you know, 2 pallets of our bourbon. You know, just signing. But that in and of itself, I don't think that we need to just rush and release a cask strength, release a bottled and bond. We could not be more busy with this. Let this get into the market. Let people really appreciate it. And once we roll these line extensions and the 8-year statement, the 8-year that we have, you know, 1 year in a barrel for each year we were on air, and I explained to you that 4-year rollout of that. It's a lot, and we don't. You know, we want to do one thing well at a time, but man, we are literally itching to get this into market. So hopefully early, you know, January or Q1, it's out.
It's super cool because it seems like just everything you've done is almost for the fans in the sense that, you know, other people have created labels that were around things that are post their show, but the fact that you called it Brothers Bond, I think just connects everybody to you right away. And then the fact that you're adding an actually amazing spirit to this and not just throwing something in the market is just kudos to you guys. Seriously.
Thank you.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Question number 2. Did you guys disagree on anything while creating the bourbon? And if so, what was it?
You know, Ian and I are very different people. He's glass half full, I'm glass half empty, and we balance each other out in that sense. You know, he's always like smacking me to put a smile on my face, and I'm smacking him to bring him down to reality. So it's like, it's really nice to have that partnership. But the one thing we do agree on is bourbon, and it's kind of crazy.
Bourbon and style.
Yeah, and we totally agreed on all of the sort of particulars, whether it's the design, the label, the name. The minute we found the name, we were like, that's it. We both knew it was it, right? And then the mash bill. Immediately, I tasted it. I said, holy shit, this is it. Yeah. He said, holy shit, this is it. Pardon my language.
But we were like little kids. Like,
you know, yeah, exactly.
Paul doesn't get super excited about things sometimes. And when he does, he sort of like closes in a little bit. So when we finally got this.
I malfunction.
Yeah.
I'm like a computer that's like,
remember
overload. Sensory overload.
Remember the fembots in Austin Powers?
Yeah,
I saw him. They're like, But when we got this taste, we tasted it, and by the way, once we got it, we set it down. We came back an hour later. We were like, let's try it here. Let's try it there. Let's try it in the barn, or take it home. Try it at 7 in the morning. Let's make sure this. But Paul tried this, and he drinks it, and he goes, and I saw him pause. He got really serious for a second, and he just goes, "That's really good, man." Like it was almost like
half emotional.
Like I didn't even know what was going on, but it was really like emotional. I didn't know if like a jury had just like convicted him and given him 25 years, or we just found our bourbon.
But yeah, no. So the short of it is that we actually agreed on virtually everything. Yeah, it's just kind of crazy.
And also too, by the way, I will say, there's a lot of sidestepping in business. You've got to be aware and you've got to be conscious of everyone's thoughts and feelings. Paul and I have been in this so long together that we have immense respect for one another. But if I have an idea that really is not going to work, Paul will look at me and he goes, "That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard." And I'll go, "Shit, you're right. Move on." So there's nothing incendiary that we can say to each other that we haven't already been through.
Right.
So you just move through stuff. And it really cuts out it saves a lot of time and a lot of the BS. And then we can laugh about it.
Yeah, I'm all about when it comes to business, and frankly, when it comes to life, you know, I'm like, if I have an opinion, I state it, and I think it's the best to always be honest with your partners, and you know,
That was a type of Freudian slip. When I have an opinion, I think it's the best. Pause.
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 To just say it.
To just say it.
Well, we'll get into it now. So we got round one done of the neat, but I really want to make this cocktail with you guys. Are you up for it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, bro.
Let's do this.
Sweet.
Let's do it, man. Man, this is so exciting to be able to do this with you, dude.
Bourbon Sunset, because I think it's a great recipe.
Bourbon Sunset.
I've been drinking
Bourbon
like
Sunset, bro.
so. I pre-did my lemon. I gotta get the ice.
Yeah. And also, too, I just want to say, you know, it's not always that you have time to do this, and if you're having a lot of people around, but, you know, you can buy a lemon juicer that's literally $6 at the store or on Amazon, and fresh, you know, whenever you can, fresh juice is just the way to go.
Absolutely. Amen. Thank you.
It's what separates great from good, you know? So listen, Bourbon Sunset, we got our own coupe glasses. We love these glasses. We're going to do, anyone watching, we're going to do an ounce of Brothers Bond. Paul, you know what I'm going to do, actually? I'm going to mix these together.
So that we have two.
We have two of them. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to get a little, excuse me, Nate, I'm going to grab some.
Wait, where's our jigger? Oh, there it is.
There's a jigger. Paul, I'm going to get more ice. Will you pour
Yeah. So I'm doubling everything, right?
Yeah, just double it.
All right. So I'll do 2 ounces of Brothers Bond because there's 2 of us, right?
Your swag is ridiculous. This stuff that you guys put out, this merch is just crazy.
Thanks, man. And you know, we again created all this ourselves. So you know, everything has this beautiful Brothers Bond, you know, insignia, and
But the feeling too, and just like
all right.
the dark, you know, it just
So half an ounce of Aperol. So for
Yep.
us, that's 1 ounce because there's 2 of us.
Yep.
You see that? All right. Wait, that's 3/4. That's 3/4. Oh, I see. And then that's one.
Yeah.
to the top.
And then
Got it,
there's
got it,
the
got it,
one.
got it, got it.
Yep.
All right. So that's 1 ounce of Brothers.
Yeah, baby.
Aperol. Then we got half an ounce of Amaro. So that's
Yep.
another. That's right there.
Yes.
Amaro.
Tess,
Yep.
Tess. Okay, she suggested the Amaro Nino. Very nice call, Tess.
Well, you know, that's the other thing too, is that again, it gets to a space sometimes, you know, it doesn't have to cost a fortune. This isn't like you can make this top shelf without breaking the bank. Like
It's also just fun.
there's no reason to buy. You don't need a $70 bottle of Amaro. You just don't. You just don't need that, you know? You got great spirits. You've got great spirits.
All right. Half ounce of lemon juice. We're gonna do 1 ounce because there's 2 of us.
Yeah, baby.
Boom. That's actually an ounce right there. Boom. Okay. Then we got a half ounce of ruby red grapefruit juice. We're gonna do it now. All right. So there it is right there. Man, this is fun. I feel like a scientist. All right. So then you measure all the ingredients, put them in the jigger, pour into a mixing glass or a shaker. Boom. This is the shaker. We got our Brothers Bond shaker right here. I'm just taking a flip. I love doing this. I feel like Tom Cruise in Cocktail.
It's a shame that you're not as good of an actor as Tom Cruise.
Yeah, it is. All right.
Okay.
So then
We're gonna just strain it.
strain it.
Yeah, buddy. I know it gets stuck.
There we go.
Yes, and we have our Brothers Bond strainer, which I love this thing.
Spoon. Oh my.
Wait. Hold on a minute. Add a stir and strain into a coupe glass.
What's that?
No, it's good.
Shake or stir,
Shake or stir.
whatever you want. just want to make sure we have enough to toast with. I usually take the lion's share of the cocktails, and you get pissed off. So he's like, "What are you doing, dude?" It's so good, and also too, people say like they might leave the fruit out. It really makes a difference. We use a little bit of just a twist that thing to get those all that oil and juice out, and then look at this. You've got a yummy, fancy cocktail. To everybody watching, thank you for this. Nate, thanks for including us, man, and to everyone,
Coming on,
enjoy.
Man. Paul, Ian, you're the nicest guys I've ever worked with. I can't thank you enough. This is unreal.
Don't let Ian fool you.
You've never been around us. Hey, cheers, man.
Cheers.
Love you, bro. Congrats on this.
Thanks, guys. Oh my! Are you kidding me?
Isn't that delicious?
I mean,
not
it's
too
silly.
sweet, not too. It's just like this perfect, refreshing.
That is so refreshing.
God, that's good.
I mean, come on, man.
Can't taste
I could drink that. Like it's dangerous.
I know. What did you say, Nate?
when you can't taste the liquor in a drink. That's what
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
But you know, it's also too, man. I actually just love our liquor so much that when you sometimes you get those little hints, and even my mom said, when we're making cocktails, she'll just say, I mean, obviously we're a bourbon brand, so we can't legally publicly say you can only use so much, right? But my mom loves the taste of it so much, she'll just go, just put a little more in there. So I dose.
And by the way, for those who is on brothersbondbourbon.com, you go to the website, click on our recipes, and boom, you have every recipe. And also, if you're interested, I'm not trying to be like a salesperson, but since we're talking about it, all of this Brothers Bond merchandise is available on our website as well.
All ours.
Go to the store link.
By the way, again, I'm not trying to sound like Harry, the Tupperware salesman. I'm not, but there is something fun, man, about like having a setup. Look, times, yeah, it's tough out there. Like it's crazy world we're living in. It's so nice to be able to have some friends over safely, but like you got your Brothers Bond kit, you pour your cocktails, sit outside. It's like it's nice, man. And this stuff makes it feel so beautiful.
This stuff is nicer than the stuff that I have, and I was, wow, are you kidding me?
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, man.
You didn't just think of the bourbon. You thought of literally everything from the label down to the fact that you've got Brothers Bond on the glass. Actually feels so just homey and warm drinking. This is so cool. This is like something that I would do with my friends on a night in, because like you said, it's a tough time right now. I don't think the tough times are going away either. I really think that like doing this in your home is probably going to be the way of the future. And you guys just hit it on the head with all these products, and they're actually good products, right? I put the strainer in, it's stuck in there, and I was like, okay, it's not slipping, it's not.
No, it's high quality.
Super high quality. I love that.
And and we're also working on some stuff to make stuff without going too much into a portability of everything, but also too, it's like once whether it's a mid-afternoon or once you get the kids down and you can sit outside and you can make a cocktail or two and just sort of let the day go and have some great conversations, even if it's with the neighbors across the fence. We're getting, I guess, because our Time to Bond hashtag is really used well, we get to see how people are truly enjoying it. We get to see that like over the fence talk barbecue, and it really involves Brothers Bond, and it's
unreal. Actually, that question number 3, I got the last one here. What is it like being partners and co-founder business versus acting together? It's a good one.
Well,
so
I don't have to suffer through his performance. That's the one
That's
thing
true.
that's good. That's a positive, right? It's just be yourself. No, but gosh. Well, first of all, Vampire Diaries was our show, but it also wasn't our show, right? Somebody else's show, ultimately, and we were playing characters, right? And this is our baby, So everything that happens here is we control it, and so there's something kind of lovely about that.
I guess at the end of the day, you're doing a television show. I mean, first of all, we treated the show as if it was our own, of course, because that's what we're doing. When we do it, something we dive into it. But creatively, this is as if we are the writers and producers. If there is an issue,
And you're the star.
one of them.
You're the
the
celeb.
co-star.
You're the
Actually,
celeb.
this is the literal star.
Yeah.
And honestly, our team are really the stars because they're the ones that have the ability to bring this to life. And the team that Vincent Hanna, our CEO, has put together is just on another level, industry-wise. You know, I mean, these are 20-plus year veterans who launched and built huge companies, and they're here now. They took a chance to come and build this little company with us. And after releasing this press release yesterday, you know, I was talking to Vincent on the way over here, and I literally, like, not to sound like too emotional about it, but I had like misty eyes because I was realizing, first of all, we're exhausted. I got up at 4:45 yesterday morning to start working, and also too, there's a lot of international stuff. You know, it's like you're dealing with international trademarking and labels, and it just never stops, right? Never stops. But man, to see that online and to have people calling me, just freaking out, it's amazing, man.
It's great. I think it was the first bourbon to do that number that quickly, something like that.
Well, we don't know about that. I don't know the stats, but I will say it's one of the, if not the fastest growing bourbon right now in terms of the ultra premium, which is, it's funny that we're in the ultra premium category because we
thought we were in super
pretty inexpensive bourbon,
Yeah.
you know, for
Right.
It, you know, but
We thought we were super premium, but ultra premium becomes anything after 35 or 35.99.
you're
and
ultra premium.
you're ultra premium.
Thanks.
Cut.
Well-
All right, cut, guys. Let's redo that one. Next
So-
time you say that, can you like squeeze a little harder on that?
A massage and a drink. Come on.
It's the Real Brothers bond.
It's the real brother.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? It goes back to because you know we were fortunate enough. Julie and our team and everyone in Vampire Diaries allowed us to direct episodes, but it was also too, you know, when one of us was directing, it was so seamless and amazing because there's no ego. We're not like battling each other. It's just, let's get this done in the best, most fun possible way. And we bring that same toolkit and energy into this,
Absolutely.
which has made it so fun.
So do you guys do a lot of tastings yourselves, you know, actually being out there in the market? Because I've seen all your stories where it's you in person signing bottles. I'm thinking you got to be at all these places. I mean, that's great.
Absolutely. I mean, we're flying just, you know, I mean, we're going to the East Coast just next week to do some more stuff. I mean, I was just in New York doing a bunch of stuff, and I mean, we're flying. We're like, this is our baby. So yeah,
And we're also going to be driving a lot of places. So, I
driving.
mean,
Yeah.
listen, it's a weird world, obviously, with things escalating and changing, but we are, as a company, so safe and
Yeah, we're trying to do everything we can safely and respectfully,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
Amen to
just
that.
just even the amount of COVID testing, it's just like
It's just,
everybody lines up. Let's keep each other safe.
absolutely. It's just crazy. I mean, I don't think I want to do anything other than be at home right now with a bottle of this stuff. Just going pain in the ass right now. It's crazy.
Welcome to my life for the last year and a half.
Which is not a bad, which is pretty great life.
Yeah,
man.
it's not bad.
Well, Atlanta is pretty awesome. Do you have any bars that you guys go to in Atlanta that you have this stuff that you're, you know,
I
drink-
So many, but you know, we're actually doing a trip to Atlanta. We haven't actually gone to Atlanta since the bourbon was released. Yeah, and we're actually planning a trip down there to go
Wow.
to all of our old haunts and kind of see everyone again and really push it out
Safely,
there.
obviously.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
man, the dream, like just the dream of knowing that being able to walk into these places. The great thing too about Atlanta, and especially with COVID, everything moved outside, so it's all sidewalk stuff.
Yeah.
Now we always thought this would be better anyway, but the Atlanta love that we have for not just the show, but
Well, when we filmed in Atlanta, there's a little town that we filmed in a lot, and you know they have they set up the Mystic Grill, which was what kind of like the hangout on the Vampire Diaries. They serve Brothers Bond. Then there's local liquor stores around there, and they're selling out constantly. So
What?
yeah, Atlanta
Yeah,
has
it's pretty special.
There's a lot of love for Brothers
That-
Bond.
be able to go back and it's still there, like nothing left. That is cool, man.
wow.
Yeah.
Dude, the Mystic Grill, I gotta just give them props. First of all, they took an idea, they got the space. It's so funny when we were shooting, when we would run into, because you shoot exteriors on a completely different day than you shoot interiors.
Okay.
The interior of the Mystic Grill was on our stages. The exterior was in the town square of Covington, Georgia, next to the big clock tower. And I just remember so many freezing cold nights of running into what would be the Mystic Grill. You run in, it was a paralegal office. And so it's just stacks of files and
So they took that
typewriters and shit.
They took that and they actually turned it into the Mystic Grill.
Mystic Grill.
Which is pretty dope. Yeah.
And they did this huge build out. And I gotta tell you, man, they crushed it. I mean, it's not.
Wow.
You're not going to see this, and it's not a Michelin restaurant, but this is a place that the food is incredible, the bar is incredible, and when you walk in there, I have this sense of home. But they really went hard and made sure they had a great food and beverage program that keeps people coming back. And so now you can literally go to the Mystic Grill. And Vampire Diaries, I mean, I say this in all humility, but last year alone, it's by some reports it was the number 10, some reports it was number 15, 10 or 15th most streamed show in the world at 14.1 billion minutes.
Yeah,
on
and it's
Netflix.
been off the air for what, 4 years?
Come on.
Now?
One of the top stream shows on the planet. Even last year alone, over 14 billion minutes.
A lot of that is my mom rewatching.
It is. But like she has 3,000 screens and she just clicks like.
It's like it's like a command center.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, I mean,
Isn't that wild?
we should do part 2 and actually film from there, because that sounds like it's super cool. I didn't know
We
it
should. By the way, here's what we should do. We should take our entire drink strategy and have the Mystic Grill bartenders line it up, and we will taste through every single cocktail at the Mystic Grill.
That'll make for a night. We'll be dead sober by the end of it.
I can
Yeah.
hold my liquor.
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah?
all right. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
We won't be getting into the 67 Camaro or
No, we
the
won't.
Porsche. That's fine.
Uber.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't want to keep you guys. You've been here for so long already. Such great guys to have on. I don't know. You're so humble. You're so just, I don't know, you're generous with your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Nate.
A massive thank you to Ian and Paul and the team at Reserve Bar. You know what? Once again, thank you, Reserve Bar, for
Yeah, thanks, Reserve Bar.
to happen. And there is a code. I will put it on my story after for everybody that wants to get a bottle of Brothers Bond or 2, which I would highly recommend. There will be a code for you guys to grab a couple. So I'll put that up. And if you guys, you know what, if you ever want to do anything again, please let me know, because my crowd loves you guys. So
Well, let's have a drink in person soon.
Let's do it, man.
first thing on the agenda, boys. Thank you so much. Cheers
Thank you, man. Listen,
Cheers, my friend.
I want to cut through it all. I just want to say, this is your passion for whiskey is what obviously has made you do what you do. But to include us with your the people that listen to you and talk to you and interact with you, and to be able to bring our fans and friends into this is such an amazing sort of amalgamation of passion, and whether it was for Vampire Diaries or for bourbon. So thanks, man. And thank you everyone for watching.
Yeah, thank all of you guys. We watched all of your comments. We want you to know that your comments, we literally looked at all. Well, at least I
It's
did.
unbelievable.
And
It's
and
not
I
available.
also love Damon, everyone. And cheers to all of you guys, and cheers to you, Nate. And thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, everybody.
Take care.
Cheers,
buddy.
man. Thanks,
Later,
man.
guys. Oh, thanks for pouring.